Okay, tonight I'll be talking about vaccination. So, first of all, how many of you guys have been vaccinated? Okay, a lot of you, all of you. Recently as children, whatever, most of us have. So, how many of you were aware of the serious side effects that may result from vaccination when you got vaccinated? A lot less of you. Okay. Well, as a child, I was certainly not aware of the negative consequences that could occur, and my parents weren't either. So I was simply raised with the misconception, like most of us are, that vaccines are 100% beneficial, and in many ways, it is a great discovery. It saved us from a lot of things. But would I have wanted to be vaccinated if I knew this? I don't know. That's a question. So what credibility do I have? Why should you guys listen to me tonight? Well, first of all, I've been vaccinated, as you guys have. So I know the prick of the needle and the feeling the soreness from the tetanus shot, if you guys remember that one. I also have I come from a long string of family in the medical field, so I kind of have that medical perspective. And finally, I personally know some people who have been affected negatively by the vaccination process, and just that one simple vaccination has influenced their life forever. So tonight I'll be talking first about the general should-knows about vaccination, and then I'll go over some benefits, and then finally negative consequences as well. So first of all, what is a vaccine? According to reference.com, a vaccination is the administration of antigenic material, a vaccine, to stimulate adaptive immunity to a disease. So what does this mean? This just means they inject a weak version of the disease into you so that your body builds antigens, your immune, so that you can better fight off a strong version of the disease if you come in contact with it. Vaccination began as a public practice in 1796 when Dr. Edward Jenner developed a vaccine from smallpox disease, and he got this from a cowpox virus, which is similar to the smallpox in humans. Mandatory vaccination was upheld by the U.S. Supreme Court in Massachusetts in 1905, and since then, states across the nation have been implementing it as a condition to enter public schools. So, although no mandatory federal law exists for vaccinations, all 50 states require that you have vaccinations against mumps, measles, rubella, diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus, and polio for children entering the public school system. But also, all 50 states issue exemptions for this. So, there is a way out. Okay, here you can see a chart of the recommended vaccinations for newborns all the way up to 6 years old, and they kind of show you what ages they're encouraged to do that at. And most of these are actually required for public school attendance. And then if you look here in the corner, they actually have a warning that some negative results may affect you. So what are the benefits of vaccination? Well, illnesses, including rubella, diphtheria, whooping cough, that once killed thousands of kids, are now prevented by vaccine. Obviously, none of you guys have suffered from this. According to the Pediatric Academic Society, childhood vaccinations in the U.S. prevent about 10.5 million cases of infectious diseases every year and 33,000 deaths per year. So that's a lot. We're not talking small numbers here. Just think about polio. None of us have ever had to face polio, and this is something that once killed thousands of children in the U.S. And then 10 years after the vaccine was actually created, it reduced to 61 cases per year, and then now we haven't seen a case since 1993. So that's kind of a big deal. Here you guys can see some pro-vaccination things that the government puts out there, World Health Organization. Here they're just showing like two babies, one that gets vaccinated, one that doesn't, and then the one that doesn't get vaccinated dies, and then the person, the mother whose child passes away is now begging for vaccination, so that's definitely pro-vaccination. And then here, I found this one was kind of amazing. endangered species get vaccinated. So, just so the dangers of vaccination. Sorry about that. Okay. Over 5,500 cases of cases have alleged a causal relationship between vaccination and autism, and these have been filed to the government, and that's only between 2001 and 2009. And then about 30,000 cases of adverse reactions to vaccines have been reported every year to the federal government since 1990, so that's 21 years. In 2009, of those 30,000 cases, only 1,322 families were actually awarded with compensations for the damages that the vaccines caused, so that's not a big proportion. And finally, when we're talking about the adverse medical events that happen from vaccination, we're talking about seizures, we're talking about being paralyzed, we're talking about death, so big things. And then we're talking about autism that's also associated with it. So I want to know what you guys think. How many of you guys would still want to be vaccinated if you guys knew this before? Okay, so you find that it outweighs, okay. What types of diseases do you guys think are worth getting vaccinated for? Do you think that the flu is worth the risks for it, the flu shot, or do you think the polio shot is worth it? Yeah, go for it.
Flu is definitely worth it because I didn't get the flu shot this year. I got the flu like right before spring break. So.
Really?
Oh no, really?
Yeah, I actually got it yesterday.
I've never taken the flu shot, and I've never gotten the flu because I'm not taking anything like that. I think that's more based on different things like diets and everything too. So.
Okay.
I think since the flu shot, doesn't it only protect against like one strain of the flu? And there's a bunch of different strains, so it's pointless, I think, to get the flu shot. And there's too many risks to, I mean, you're going to get some strain of the flu anyway. You probably will.
And there's mercury and everything too.
Wait, so this autism thing, is it any, what kind of vaccination is it, do you know?
That's a good question. It can happen with any vaccine. The thing is that people react to the fillers inside the vaccine, so they have mercury-based preservatives inside the vaccines that people react to. So you really have to outweigh your risks versus your benefits when you're taking a vaccine. Any other questions or comments?